Northern Territory. On the 13th of September 2007 saw the General Assembly adopt the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, and on the same year the Australian Government announced the Northern Territory Emergency Response, known as the Northern Territory Intervention. Madam Chair, by way of background, the legacy of the response through its legislations and policies continues to have a negative impact on the rights of Indigenous peoples in the Northern Territory. In 2010, the former UN Special Rapporteur, James Nile, had observed that provisions of the response were incompatible with human rights obligations and were racially discriminative towards Indigenous peoples. And further, in 2015, the former President of the Australian Human Rights Commission described it as a sad chapter in Australia's history. Madam Chair, nevertheless, a commendable and positive step for our country was on the 3rd of April 2009 when Australia endorsed UNDRIP after being one of the 4 states who initially voted against it. However, the requirements of UNDRIP are twofold. Endorsement is one, and the other is its implementation. Madam Chair, it has been 8 years since Australia has endorsed UNDRIP, and in 2 years will commemorate its 10th anniversary. I've put the following questions of concern, though, to my government. Firstly, why Indigenous peoples in some of our parts of our country still living in poverty and have insufficient access to basic health care, although we are considered a developed country? And secondly, why are Indigenous people still overly represented within our justice systems and governments continue to enact laws that covertly discriminate against Indigenous peoples, contrary to various articles of the Declaration? With the above said, and in moving forward, I therefore put the following recommendations to my government. I urge our government to do their utmost to implement all of or most of the articles within the UNDRIP by their 10th anniversary in 2019, and I recommend ensuring that Indigenous peoples are at the forefront of the implementation process. Thank you.